JJ, that first half looked like a real continuation of the last several games. Was the second kind of a matter of holding off their run and eventually staying on top? What did you think happened as the game got tighter?
To be honest with you, we gave up a lot of uncontested threes. They had 28 three-point attempts in the first half, and 21 of those were uncontested. Now, some of those were by people like Draymond that we wanted to be uncontested. But that's just too many. So you got to figure they're going to make some at some point. The problem is when they start making threes, there's an overreaction to that. And so a lot of the breakdowns in our defense in the second half was actually us just giving up layups and making up our own rules and not having a low man. So the defensive activity that we had, particularly with our shifts and our low man and stuff, just our hands were great. We were in the passing lane. We got deflections. We kind of got hugged up on our men and then started making up some rules there.
Yeah. So you guys traded for a center. It just went through.
Try that again.
Yeah, let's run it back. What do you know Mark Williams? I guess can you start with kind of what your familiarity is from his time in Virginia and Duke, and what do you think he can bring to your team here?
I met Mark when he was playing at Duke. As he was coming out of the draft process, we had a few conversations just about the NBA, agents, whatnot. I've gotten really good feedback through the years on his character and his intelligence level, and I watched him develop, and just a big fan of his, and did a lot of legwork in preparation for an interview that never happened with the Hornets last year. So was very familiar with him, and just feel like he's a really good fit for now, and he's a really good fit for the future.
When are you expecting to have Mark playing a game for you? And he's played in about a third of his possible games he could have played in because of injuries in his pro career. Like, how much of that was a consideration when you and Rob discussed bringing him on?
Ask the second part again. Sorry.
He's basically missed 1 or 2 out of every 3 games he could have played as a pro because of injury.
Oh yeah. Well, as far as when he'll play, that hasn't been determined yet. In terms of the medical, we have confidence in all the background work we did on the medical. Spoke with Dr. Watkins, who treated his back injury, and Leroy and his staff, Dr. Sims and his staff, I should say. I'll be respectful. Dr. Sims and his staff, did their legwork, and we're confident that we can take care of him and help manage his body, and he'll be on the court for us.
JJ, before the game, Rob told us that when Luka got here, they had conversations about just kind of the roster, and he referenced some of the success he had in Dallas with certain center archetypes, and then Rob looked and scoured the market and ultimately settled on Mark. So with that specific pairing with those two and what Luka's been able to do with similar types of players earlier in his career, how do you see those two fitting together specifically? Yeah,
I think Luka can play a number of ways. It would be very advantageous for us to have multiple centers that can provide a vertical threat, and we feel that Mark is a young starting center in this NBA, and he provides that vertical threat. I think we as a staff have a job to do in developing him as a screener, a decision maker in the pocket, and on the defensive end. But we're confident with his character, work ethic, IQ that he's going to be a really good player for us.
Oh my God, I love your outfit. Where did you get that shirt? It's from Lakers Land. They have a merch site with a bunch of stuff. You should really check it out. They always got something going on, not just basketball, but fashion too. Like, look at this shirt. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna cop more from Lakers Land.